I just have to say, such a good job. This movie was hilarious, and it really spoke to a lot of the things, of course, with the Black experience. I mean, the talking through the faces and the spades, all that sugar in the Kool-Aid, like all those things. But you know, I gotta ask, why did we go to a cabin in the woods?
Because we needed a movie. We had to set it up.
We needed a movie.
We had to set it up somehow.
The cabin, though.
I do think, like, as Black people, there are often things that are not afforded to us because we have not had historically access to them, or we like deem things that are not Black only because of like the limitations of like that thing. So I think the like going to a cabin in the woods is very like cool because like it should be something that we could do. But then in this situation, it just turned out bad.
I would go to a cabin in the woods. I'm from Virginia. I love the woods.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm not thinking a killer's gonna come get me in the woods. Like, I could get killed walking down the street, going to Lenox Mall.
I mean, I guess that is true. But I think that's my first thought. A killer is gonna come get me.
I feel you.
That's
In a scary movie.
That's my first thought.
I think it'd be very different if you were going to the woods by yourself. If you were like, oh, I'm the only Black person going to the woods with all these white people. That's like a different
Yeah,
vibe.
that's
But just
kinda
like
scary.
a group of Black people just been like, oh, I'm going to the woods. I'm like,
They don't come at us.
Now you're scared of the woods.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, I think also too, you know, you had a friend that wanted to go up there with you. You did it with friends.
Yeah.
And, you know, speaking of friends, there's a scene in the movie, without, of course, giving away too much, where the character Namdi and the character Lisa are talking about, you know, outgrowing friends. And that stemmed from an issue with Dewayne and Lisa. And so I'm curious from all of you, have any of you experienced that as far as outgrowing friends and kind of how you navigated that?
I mean, most definitely. I feel like, you know, as we get older, we grow. And there are certain instances that there are people in our lives that don't necessarily grow and evolve with us. And being associated with them, or I mean, like, you can't have patience. There's some people, of course, you want to have patience with. But if you realize that, like, where they are and where they want to stay in terms of, like, understanding and growth, and how they view the world isn't something that aligns with what you see for yourself, then sometimes you need to move on, respectfully.
Respectfully.
You have one life, right?
You look like bookends right now. We're doing the same thing.
Well, I mean, and then, I mean, for you two, do you think there's coming back after that? If you feel like you've outgrown a friend, do you think, is it possible to come back after that feeling?
If they catch up, you know, we could meet somewhere back in the middle. You know, people grow at their own paces, so, you know, just give them time, some grace.
I think oftentimes that platonic friendship is not prioritized as much as romance. And something that we really wanted to push with this was that, like, relationships are relationships. They all take effort, they all take time, and they all take communication. And as I get older, I realize how much I've gained and grown from friendships, and to kind of give friendships the space to be important, I think is very important. And I think it's okay for some people to be in your life for a season, and that is good. Because as humans, like, we don't have, we're not obligated to relationships. That is something that has to actively and constantly be consented upon. And be like, we're doing this together. And if one person wants out, that is just the way that the cookie crumbles, and you have to respect that. And I'm okay with just like accepting what the universe wants.
I love that.
I love that. Accept to this one.
Now, I mean, Dewayne was a really ride or die friend in the movie.
Thank you.
I mean, really ride or die. Are you like that in real life? Like, if once your friend, like somebody does your friend wrong, are you disgusted and done with them?
Yeah, did you just hear how much I was like, friendship is very important to me? I am a very loyal person. And yeah, I think that like my friendships, everyone is not my friend. We can be chill, we can like be cordial, like we can have a relationship, but once I've deemed you a friend, there's an agreement that we are giving each other a certain amount of love and care, and I expect the reciprocation of that. So yeah, like if I'm your ride or die, then we ride or die. And so I'm riding if you dying.
Not in dying, though. You doing the ride and you doing the dying.
Melvin, how about you?
Yeah, I'm on a constant journey of just like growing and evolving and, you know, just assessing myself and finding ways to become better. So I'm constantly growing, and I kind of expect my friends to do the same thing, and I encourage it. Like anybody that know me, I'm always trying to like drop some gems or be deep, just because it'd be things, epiphanies that I have, or moments that I have of clarity, and I like to kind of share that. So I encourage people to grow, and if we don't grow at the same rate, I'm gonna continue to grow, and we're naturally just gonna kind of have distance. There's no hard feelings, you know what I mean? There's still love there, but what are we talking about? You know what I mean? Because my conversation is changing, and if you still want to talk about the same thing you was talking about 5, 10 years ago, I'm gonna, you know, be in a different space. But you know, if you find your path back to me somewhere in life and growth and evolution, and cool. Like I said, no love lost.
Yeah, because like I don't feel like it doesn't feel necessarily like true false. It'd be like, oh, it's either or. Like there are times where people are just given new positions in your life. It's like, oh, I'll meet you where you are. You can't necessarily give me this kind of care, so you're not that friend that I will expect that from. So I'm just gonna be true to what we're giving. And if we are moving apart, that doesn't mean our friendship is over. That just means we entered a new era of this friendship, which is maybe not as close, which is maybe further apart, but still giving space to being like, no, I mess with you, like we're still cool, but just what we need from the relationship in our lives may not be equal, and that's fine. Because we just need what we need as we grow. We're changing, and so the relationships have to change as well. Because if not, then you're stagnant.
100%.
You don't need a landscaper in the condo.
All right. Not gagging.
Put that on a t-shirt.
You're right.
Okay. And now I need you guys' opinion, because I mean, just one of the questions in the movie, you had these questions that determine your blackness, right? And so one of the first ones was like, name a black character from a horror movie that survived. And my best friend and I were having a debate, because I said it would be LL Cool J in Deep Blue Sea, but she said that didn't, I guess, necessarily fall under horror. Would I have survived if I gave that
You
answer
would have
in the
survived.
blackness?
Yeah,
I count
like,
that for sure.
Okay.
creature horror is still horror. It was a shark killing people.
Yeah.
There's still a murderer on the loose. Just because it has a fin don't mean it's less scary.
After this movie, that question would be a lot easier to answer.
Yeah, because it really had me Googling, like, wait a minute, hold on. All right, and speaking of these questions, I got a few. I want to see how you do.
Okay.
All right, so finish the line. Jerome from Martin was a player from the...
Himalayas.
All right, welcome to Atlanta, where?
The players
The players
play.
play.
Party.
Okay, now this one is a yes or no, but it's very important.
Okay.
In the game Uno, can you put a draw 2 on a draw 4?
No.
Yes.
No.
Wait.
You can't put a 2 on a 4.
Yeah, you can.
What?
You can't.
No, you can't.
This
Just
is
being
over.
combative.
But
You can't put a 2 on a
then
4.
Uno came out and said you can't stack at all.
You
and
can't.
they made the
okay,
game.
so here's
Uno
You're not even
As for
talking
me
to
and my
them.
house, we're
you
stacking.
can't. Okay, but there's stipulate. Like I think like I've played it this way, and I thought it was so much fun. If you put down a draw 4, you still have to pick a color, and if you have a draw 2 that's of that color, you can put it on there. Then the next person has to draw 6. It creates a pattern. It's a pattern of like you're taking cards.
Y'all having a million cards, and the game will never end.
And that's why the game is. But no, because we're playing stacks as well. So there's an inverse that creates a quickness as well.
Y'all remix that yourselves.
Yeah, this is
That's
what
the
causes
Dewayne
family
version.
drama.
You know
right
what?
here.
As long as
In
the
the
rules
Perkins
are expressed.
household, we stack draw 4s and draw 2s, and in the Gregg household, that does not happen.
When
I think
tell
as
you,
long
Uno
as
gets
the
crazy.
rules are expressed and articulated and understood before the game, then we
At the
good.
start.
You
Yeah.
can't
Yes.
just start putting rules in
It's not in the
mid-game.
middle.
Same
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
with
yeah.
spades.
Right.
If it's
Just
top
discuss
5,
the
the
rules
jokers are
beforehand.
beforehand.
Well, thank you all so much. The movie was great. I'm going to be gathering all my family and friends to
Yes,
watch this
please.
and have
Hear
these
that.
debates.
Appreciate it. Go
Nice.
to
We'd
Twitter
love to
too.
hear that.
We need to be on Twitter, Black Twitter trending. Tell everybody about it.
I will.
I love that.
Thank
Thank
you all
you.
Thank you,
so
Vicky.
much.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Vicky.